Are you lacking a little bit of energy? Do you need a little bit of a boost? Or maybe you just want a tasty beverage? I got you covered. Introducing G Fuel, a sugar-free formula with loads of different flavors to choose from that'll give you a boost. These are a couple of the flavors out of the many that I really like. Now, G Fuel also has a non-caffeine line called Hydration, and these are absolute bangers containing a lot of electrolytes and vitamins. You can also get a starter kit which contains a shaker with a bunch of sachets of different flavors for you to try it so you can pick your favorites. By using code SALT, you can get 30% off on your purchase right now. Link in the description of the video. If you miss the salt, it's not my fault. What's up with you? For today's video, we'll be full higher stats baby Pokemon team. I'll be doing a combination from these 6 videos of the highest stat Pokemon from each of the videos. I've got 6 Pokemon. Some of them were actually tied together. So what I did is I did a coin flip and I got some amazing battles. We've got 3 battles today with this team and I hope you enjoy. First battle here, this one is against Eric. This is on the Wycombe and we have a Celebi lead. My first Pokemon is going to be Solosis. Now, if you haven't seen any of these video series before, this is based on 3-stage evolution Pokemon. So I've got this Solosis at the highest special attack 3-stage evolution Pokemon. This is a Trick Room, Expanding Force, Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, Magic Guard, and Life Orb set. So Celebi is going to hit me with a Shadow Ball there. Does a truckload of damage, almost finishing me off here. I'm going to hit the Celebi with another Shadow Ball, and Celebi is going to have Weakness Policy. So the only good thing that came out of this matchup is I've got the Trick Room up, because a lot of this team isn't really the fastest Pokemon going. So that is going to be the end of the Solosis, but a quality effort there, getting some good damage and getting the Trick Room up. That was going to be, that was max special attack and max health. Quiet nature. Next Pokemon is going to be Trapinch. So Trapinch is the highest attack Pokemon here for baby 3-stage, and I've got this bulky Everlight set. So we got First Impression, Earthquake, Superpower, and Quick Attack. I've got Max Health and Max Attack Everlight. The ability is going to be Hyper Cutter. So going for First Impression there on the Celebi, not wasting any time at all taking that out. So that's 1 Pokemon down. Now the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Skull Pro I don't even know what that's meant to be, but it's a Bishop. So I've got Earthquake here, but I can't use that because it's got Air Balloon. So I'm like, well, I actually might go for a Dynamax and go for Dynamax Max Knuckle. I was going to go for Superpower, but since the Trick Room is up, I'm going to be able to get myself a nice and easy attack boost here on Trapinch. Now, Trapinch has like a very good attack stat here, and it was a pretty nice shiny as well. People were saying it looked like puke, but I quite like it shiny. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go for a Max Knuckle here on the Bishop. This is going to be 4 times super effective, and Bishop is going to get dropped like a stone. So this is excellent. I've taken out a Celebi and a Bishop there. So I've got a +1 in attack, and the Air Balloon is most definitely going to get popped after being punched by a Trapinch. The next Pokemon is going to be Arcadine here. Arcadine is going to have the Intimidate ability, but I know-you'd them with Hyper Cutter, which is excellent. So now I can go for an Earthquake here. I was noticing the rest of their team probably couldn't really swap into a Max Quake very well, so I just decided to go for that. Arcadine is going to stay in here, and I'm going to one-shot that Arcadine in one shot. There you go, people. I'm going to one-shot the one shot. That's going to be the top comment there. So Arcadine faints through a crit, which is absolutely incredible there. I don't think the critical hit actually mattered, unless I was a really crazy, bulky Arcadine. The Trick Room is worn off now, and out comes Tentacruel. This is a very cruel matchup here for Trapinch. So I've got one more turn. I was like, well, I am in Dynamax. I have got a boosted special defense if this is a special attacking set. So I do have a reasonable chance to live this. Not very well, but let's see. So now we've got a Dynamax Tentacruel. They've hit the Desperation Dynamax button. Wait, I Dynamax as well, but that's another story. Tentacruel is probably going to go for a Water-type move here against my Trapinch. So I'm thinking, if I can get a Max Quake off here, this will do like a lot of damage. Unfortunately, Tentacruel is going to go for a Max Guard here, and Trapinch is not going to get that opportunity in Dynamax. So that is the end of Trapinch's Dynamax. I do have Everlight though, so I've still got like a reasonable amount of bulk here. Now, Tentacruel obviously is going to outspeed me now that Trick Room's gone. It's like, you know what? I'll just go for an Earthquake here, and I'm probably going to get wrecked. So here comes the Max Geyser on the Trapinch. Trapinch lives on 12 health. You wouldn't read about it. So watch this, people. Watch this. So the rain is falling, and guess who else is going to be falling? The Dynamax Tentacruel when it gets hit by my Earthquake. That's excellent. 4 Pokemon are down now to Trapinch. We've got a Trapinch sweep happening right now. It's the MVP. I've only lost 1 Pokemon. So the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Pheromosa. I've got a Focus Sash Pokemon in the back, so like, Trapinch has done like an amazing job. I'm just going to go for Earthquake here. And the Pheromosa is going to go for a Quick Attack. So that's going to boost its Special Attack and Speed and Special Defense. So this is really, really bad. I have to go for Earthquake here. I know the opponent is going to have a Focus Sash. Why would they set up in front of me? And guess what, people? I've got Quick Attack on my Trapinch here. Obviously, they're not going to see this coming. And that is 5 Pokemon down. And the Pheromosa is going to get buried. And that was a salty Rage Quit there. And I like swept their entire team with the Trapinch, people. Their last Pokemon couldn't do anything to Trapinch because they're actually going to get outsped. And that was it. A full Trapinch sweep there. As the first battle of this video doesn't deserve a like, I don't know what does. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. This is a battle against Juggernaut. Man, that was salty after that Quick Attack. I actually kind of thought they might Rage Quit on the Dynamax Tentacruel, but it didn't happen. So let's get into this matchup here with Shinx versus Elekid. So Elekid is the highest special attacking Pokemon with 95 base special attack. This is going to be all based around speed. So we've got Electro Ball, Volt Switch, Psychic, and Thunder Wave set. Max special attack and max speed. And we've got that Tib and Nature. Focus Sash as the item and Static is the ability. So go for that Volt Switch there on the Shinx, doing some quality damage, getting a critical hit. Now we're going to go into Duskull. So Duskull is the highest special defense of 3 stages. We've got 90 special defense. That's a lot. I mean, Duskull nearly took the defensive position too, but there were a bit higher Pokemon than that. So I'm not sure if you see a theme team as well. Let me know in the comment section, of course, here. We've got Curse, Pain Split, Protect, and Nightshade here. I was like, you know what? Nightshade should do the trick there. That should be enough to take out the Shinx. Shinx has got that Guts going, and Crunch does a lot of damage to my Duskull. I was cursing after that hit, though. So bye-bye Shinx, that's the first Pokemon down. Now, I'm not really sure if I can take another hit here. I've got Everlight as the item, and I've already told you what my moves are. Max health and max special defense, and I also gave it Impish Nature. So in comes Drifloon. It's yellow, it's shiny, and it's going to take me out with a Hex. So goodbye Duskull. I mean, any other like neutral hit, I probably might have lived that. Next Pokemon is Solosis here. We've got the highest special attacking Solosis, and now the Drifloon's going to go for a Thunder Wave. So, okay. They've got a Hex and Thunder Wave set. Now, this isn't all that bad because I actually opted to go for the Trick Room here. So I'm definitely going to be going first in Trick Room. The only thing I have to worry about is getting paralyzed. So I outspeed the Drifloon. I don't get paralyzed. And this Drifloon is thick. It's really thick. It's a it's thick loon. So anyway, it's going to go for a stockpile. Like, man, I don't know whether I can take this out the next shot. This is very, very bad. So I'm going to go for Shadow Ball again. I don't get paralyzed, which is awesome. And we're going to hit it with another Shadow Ball, and it lives. And now it's going to hit me with Hex, which is going to be double base power. And that's going to roll my Solosis out like a lounger and rug. Man, this is bad. This is so thick. So my next Pokemon I can bring in here is going to be the Mighty Trapinch. And I've got first impression. My first impression was to take this little balloon out as fast as I could. But Alan is going to be able to have that. Alan Aftermath is going to attack me there for some ability damage. That's actually a really, really bulky little set there. Definitely Everlight Drifloon with Aftermath was scary. Next Pokemon is Magikarp here. I need to beat this thing, otherwise I'm going to quit Pokemon. We're going to go for Earthquake there. And of course, Magikarp has got a Focus Sash, which is very, very bad. So, okay, it's going to use Flail. It used Hydro Pump instead. I'm like, oh no, it landed too. It came straight out of its tail, right into my mouth, down south, and I lived that. That was very, very close. I could go for a Quick Attack here. Thank goodness I would have been beating my Magikarp there. Would have had to quit Pokemon again. So Magikarp is down. That's half the team gone. Now the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Porygon Z. All right, so Porygon Z is going to be downloading a bit of music there, and it's going to get a rise. Here comes a Psybeam, and that's the end of my trap. Never mind. That's the end of my Trapinch set. So I'm going to go into my defensive Pokemon, which is going to be Aron. So Aron's got the highest defensive stat, which is 100 base defense. So I've got Body Press, Iron Defense, Endeavor, and Metal Burst. I decided to go for the Metal Burst here. Aron doesn't really take too much damage to it because it resists it. So I'm not sure. This might be Choice Specs. This might be Choice Specs Psybeam. So here comes another, on your PIMPNITE show, here comes another Psybeam on my Aron. I'm just going to go for a Body Press here, since I've got Max Health and Max Defense, and Body Press is enough to take out the Porygon Z, which is very good. It did have Rocky Helmet too. That's going to put me in Custepbury range to be able to use Endeavor. Next Pokemon is Litwick. I'm like, man, I can't do anything. I've got Endeavor, I've got Body Press, I can't do any damage to that thing at all, so I got to swap it out. Maybe I can use Endeavor down the track. So we're going to go into Happiny now. Now, Happiny was a bulky special defensive set here, and this also has counter. So it's going to drop my special attack there with Mystical Fire. Once again, I'm actually in a little bit of a rock and a hard place here. I can only go for Toxic, and that's it. I've got Seismic Toss. This Happiny set was max health, of course, and I've actually given this max defense, so I could actually, live and attack a little bit better and manage to get off the counter. I've got Everlight as well, Natural Cure as the ability, and I've got Rest and Natural Cure, which works very, very nice with the counter. And Seismic Toss is my other move too. So we got the Litwick swapping out, and we got the Ice Cream swapping in. So I'm going to go for Rest here and heal up the damage that it did to me. It didn't really do too much. I sort of just wanted to conserve my health there, with counter. So I can swap Happiny out here. Natural Cure will heal my sleep, and I can swap it back in, and its eyes will be wide open. We're going to go into Aron, and it was a Troll set with Sheer Cold. Sturdy is going to activate. I'm Sturdy proof, baby. So what I was like, okay, I could go for Endeavor here. This is excellent. The Ice Cream swaps out, and Litwick is going to come in, so I got absolutely trolled there. That's so mean. I'm crying right now. This little candle is making me cry. So I was like, man, I can't really swap out here. I don't want to go back into, like, Elekid. I don't really want to go into Happiny. I'm just going to go for a Metal Burst here, because I can't do anything anyway. Mystical Fire is going to take my Aron out on a tiny bit of health, so I couldn't really touch that Litwick at all. So the only Pokemon that can really actually do any damage now to this Litwick, apart from the, the poison, of course, is going to be my Elekid. And I'm going to Dynamax this because I thought that would be appropriate. Plus, I can get the, Electric Train in the field, which will do a lot. So 130 base power was my strongest attack coming from Electro Ball. So we're going to go for the Dynamax Elekid. So Elekid looks like it needs to be plugged into a power point. But in Australia, right, we got 3 prongs instead of 2. We've got that extra little prong there. I think it's for Earth and stuff like that. So here we go, people. A Dynamax Elekid. It's even going to do it as like a celebratory jump in the air. So we're going to go for that max flying. Should be able to take Litwick out unless it's like a really, really like bulky set. So here it comes there, and this is a really, really bulky set. No wonder it's called carry, right? Because it's it's the carry on the team. And now Litwick's going to go for a Mystical Fire here. That's going to be a little bit unfortunate because it's going to drop my special attack. So I do rely on special attack here, but it is enough to take out Litwick anyway. It's only on a little bit of health. I'm going to have some problems against the little Ice Cream though. So I go for Max Lightning again, and that is the end of the Litwick. Thank goodness. Now I've got my Happiny, which I can use against the little Ice Cream as well. And I'm not sure what attacks this has apart from Sheer Cold. And it's going to be Dynamax too. So like, okay, well, I could have swapped it into Happiny, but I want to conserve it because I don't know. One, I don't know whether it's going to be a Troll set. Whereas, I do know it's going to be a Troll set, but I don't know whether it's got a special attacking move, a physical move. You never know. I don't really want to swap Happiny in to a physical move, even with Everlight and stuff like that. It's not very bulky. So the Frillish is going to go, Vinilish is going to go for a Max Guard there, stalling out my last turn of Max Lightning. So, that it is what it is. I kind of expected that. So that's my last turn. I could go for an Electro Ball here or a Psychic. I actually went for a Thunder Wave in the end. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to actually paralyze this thing. I might be able to get a Paralyze and Dynamax. That'll be really, really handy. So here comes the Max Hailstorm on Elekid. I assume this is coming from Sheer Cold. And that is going to be the end of the Elekid right there. So bye-bye. But it was a good effort there. I paralyzed and I got some good damage on the Litwick taking it out. So last Pokemon now is going to be Happiny. Now, looking at what's going on here, I was like, I don't know what other moves this has in Sheer Cold. What I'm going to do, I'm going to roll the dice here. We're going to go for counter. If it's not a physical set or it has a physical move, it shouldn't do too much damage to me, which it didn't. So counter's going to fail. But, it was a good effort anyway. Like, imagine if it was a physical move, I would have done a lot of damage there. So now the electric terrain has disappeared, and also along with the Village's Dynamax too. So I was thinking to myself, okay, I need to get a size with us here. So first ice cream on the moon. This is good. This is very good. It's going to take about 4 hits here. I got to paralyze first go. This is brilliant. Now we know this does have sheer cold too, so I can't play too many games here. I need to faint this quick. So it's also got Ice Body to heal it up too, which is going to be a bit of a pain. Here comes another size boss, a second ice cream on the moon. So it's going to be a 4-hit KO. Another paralyze. You wouldn't read about it. So I'm getting some really, really good luck right now. Some more Ice Body healing here. So that doesn't really matter. I'm going to be able to take it out with 4 hits. So there we go. Third ice cream on the moon. I have to be able to live this third, and the sheer cold is going to miss. I'm gonna wipe the sweat right off my my eyebrows there, people. That is the end of the second battle. I thought I was going to get sheer cold right at the end there. I could have even salty rage quit it there. Thank you for the battle, Juggernaut. An interesting team. I wonder if you guess what that theme team is. Let's get on to our third and final battle today. This is also a theme team as well. This is a battle against Skylar, and I wonder if you can guess this theme team. It took me a little bit to guess this one, but I did sort of get it in the end. Now, the first Pokemon is going to be Mewtwo, called Mew-2. I was like, okay, I wonder what this set's going to be. So I've got Duskull as the lead, so it's not a bad, sort of matchup here. Now, I'm going to go for the Curse here. So I thought Curse would be a good play on the Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo's going to go for a trick here, and Mewtwo's going to be giving me a Choice Specs. I was like, that sucks, because now I can't do anything. I'm going to go for a Choice Specs Curse, all right? Only on PIMPNITE Channel, right? So at this stage, I was like, well, Mewtwo, I don't even know what this Mewtwo is ever going to do, and I don't really want to swap into another Pokemon until I see what the moveset is. So I'm going to leave Duskull in here and see what Mewtwo is going to actually attack me with. So I went for the Stored Power of no boost. That didn't do a lot of damage at all. Curse is actually going to matter of fact, if this Mewtwo stays in against Duskull, I think I'm going to win because, Stored Power is doing monkeys. Now Mewtwo's going to swap out, so maybe that was a little clue there to what this team is. Or if you don't know, you have to keep watching. In comes the Pangoro. So I went for Curse again. And this is good because I got like 2 curses up. So obviously Duskull's going to fight this turn. But I put a curse on the Mewtwo, got some good damage. And now I'll put a curse on the Pangoro, which is fine too. I can bring in another Pokemon here against this. I'm thinking maybe, Trapinch might be the go here. I could maybe go for Superpower. But instead, I'm going to bring in my Aron. I was like, let's get some iron defense up here. Now, Pangoro is gonna swear at me and then swap out of this battle, and it's going to drop my attack and special attacks. So I was like, actually, that's not all that bad because I'm making use of my defensive stat. So in comes the Stun Fist here. I was like, okay, Stun Fist. If this has a ground type move, I am going to be in a little bit of strife here. So we're going to go for Iron Defense and get that defensive stat up nice and high. So even after 1 Iron Defense, this is going to be hitting pretty hard. So Stunfish is going to go for a Mud Slap. It lives on 69 health. Man, they did so much damage. Like, that did a heap of damage there. I go for the Body Press on the Stunfish. And I got pretty good damage there, but I've got to swap out the Aron, that's very, very scary. So now we're going to swap in the Trapinch. So Trapinch does have Earthquake, which will be pretty good here. Stunfish is going to go for a Mud Slap. It's going to be very, very, very minimal damage to Trapinch. I thought Trapinch... I was like, Trapinch should be good. I can go for Earthquake. What's going to be able to swap into Earthquake? And Mewtwo's going to come back. It's like, okay. I'm guessing that the Mewtwo is going to be sacrificed here. And he'd only use Trick and Stored Power, which is this thing. So Mewtwo's going to faint to Trapinch Earthquake. I don't think that crit. I really don't think that crit mattered, unless that Mewtwo was like really, really bulky or something like that. Next Pokemon is Rose before Hose, and it is a Roserade. I've got to swap out the Trapinch there, and I'm going to go into Aron. I want to see what this set's going to be. So Roserade's going to go for an Absorb. Maybe you might be able to guess the moves out. I lived on 17 health there. I was like, okay, cool. I've got the Custard Berry. There's no ghost types around here, and I can get my Endeavor off. So that's excellent. The next move that Roserade's going to use is Mud Slap. Another Mud Slap. 2 Mud Slaps have been used now. So that's going to be the end of Aron. Has seen enough Mud Slaps for one day.
Man, I got disrespected by Mudslap. That's kind of mean. Next Pokemon is going to be Trapinch. I've got first impression here, and my first impression was to take this Roserade out. Otherwise, I would have got one shot if I absorbed. So that's the end of that. Now, the next Pokemon to come in here is going to be Frostmoth. So I've used first impression already. It's probably going to take me out with a Powder Snow. I have to swap this Pokemon out. So we're going to go into Solosis right now. I might be able to get the Trick Room up here and, and see what happens. So if it's got any bug type move, which I'm sure it's got some sort of bug type move, I might be in a little bit of strife here. So it's got Infestation. So Quiverant's Infestation. Goodness, that does so much damage. That's like a 2-hit KO. That's embarrassing. So go for the Trick Room here. I've got the speed at least, and I'm going to try and fake this thing at least under the Trick Room. So you know what? I'm going to go for a Desperation Dynamax here. I believe that I can leave one more Infestation and then get some sort of damage here, to this Frostmat. Now, Frostmat has used a Quiver Dance, and I'd say that it probably has Icy Scales as well. So, that's going to make things even worse for my attacking move. But I got to do something, damn it. I got to do some sort of damage here. I'm thinking about bringing Trapinch in afterwards, but I don't have something like Rock Slide, so it's going to be difficult. So going for that, a Max Steel Spike there. Excellent damage, but it's too bulky. It's way, way too bulky. Now I've got that defensive boost, which is not really going to matter too much in this matchup. Infestation almost takes me out. So the reason I'm not getting hit by Infestation's secondary effect is because I've got Magic Guard as well, if I didn't already mention that. So the Frostmat is going to live this next attacking move here, and I got another offensive boost. It's going to change the entire battle, and now Frostmat is going to get a Citrus Berry. It's like, dang, that really, really sucks. I got it down to a nice, easy KO range, but now it's got some more health back. So that's going to be the end of the Solosis there. I was going to run like a Choice Specs Regenerator set, but I think I did that in the last highest special attack baby Pokemon team. Next Pokemon is going to be Trapinch. Now I'm like, well, I'm just going to go for first impression here. That should do enough damage, and it was just enough to take out the Frostmoth, which is excellent. So there's a Pangoro, a Stunfisk, and another Pokemon. So Pangoro's already taken a bit of a hit. I was like, you know what? I'm taking advantage of this Trick Room right now, and I'm going to go for the Superpower. So that's the end of Pangoro. It wasn't going to live that attack. So once again, Trapinch, it's really, really carrying me throughout this battle. Also, I'm going to give my final thoughts on what I think is the best baby Pokemon 3-stage evolution. I'll give that at the end of this battle, so you've got to watch out to hear my final verdict. So we're going to have the Trapinch swapping out and the Elekid swapping in here. The Stunfisk has gone for a Pain Split. Now, it's really not going to get a lot of health back from Elekid, but it is going to get rid of my Focus Sash, which sort of sucks there. But I kind of already expected that. I expected to take some sort of hit here. So we've got Dynamax Stunfisk here. This thing's going to be really, really tanky. So I'm not really sure how I can take this out. I might need Trapinch to take it out again, but we shall see. So Stunfisk is going to be able to go for a Max Quake easy. I went for Psychic, hoping for a special defense drop. I got a crit, so I guess I can't complain. It was a little bit more damage than nothing. So here comes the Stunfisk, and Elekid is going to be fainting there in one shot. I mean, there's no way I would have lived that attack there. I needed my little Focus Sash. So bye-bye Elekid. I've got Trapinch left, and I've got my Happiny left. So Happiny is probably the best bet to go into here, and I can try, what I want to do is get that Toxic on Stunfisk. So Stunfisk is going to go for a Max Quake here. I don't think Stunfisk can do a lot of damage to me because we've just seen it as Mud Slap, so I want to say that Mud Slap is its strongest attack at this point in the game, which is, pretty funny. So go for the Toxic on Stunfisk there. It's going to be Poison, and I should be able to get around this with a combination of Toxic and, Seismic Toss Sprite. Stunfisk has got one more turn left in as Dynamax. It is getting boosted in the special defensive stat too, so that's why I knew that Elekid would be kind of useless. That's why, I swapped it in there. So another special defense rise for Stunfisk, which is not going to change too much because I'm using Seismic Toss. And now the Stunfisk is going to need probably one more turn, and then it's going to faint. So it's going to do very, very little damage to my Happiny. So Stunfisk, it can go for Pain Split, and it is. So Pain Split will give it some sort of health back there. It'll be more than the Elekid, but I can keep going. That fixed damage route and the Toxic on Stunfisk it's just not going to last, So Stunfisk is going to be actually landing on the moon there with the Vanillish or the Frillish. Can't remember which one it was, and it's going to be fake. So there's only one more Pokemon left, And the last Pokemon, what is this? I don't know how to say the name. Uwu. And that is a Toxtricity. So Toxtricity is going to go for a Shift Gear. I was like, oh, it's a physical set. All right. I don't know what Happiny is going to be able, if going to be able to live this attack. So I went for the Seismic Toss anyway. Now, I'm thinking to myself, it might be a cool idea. I could go for Rest this turn. If it does go for Shift Gear, what I can do is I can swap the Happiny out, and then I can swap it back in with full health and counter, you know? I might have somewhat of a chance of actually living. It depends, though. I still might get one shot. So I've got no idea what this Toxtricity is going to do, right? So going to sleep there, getting my health back. Now I'm going to swap out. Natural Heal will kick in and wake my Happiny up. And we're going to go into Trapinch again. So I've got Earthquake, but I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to get an attacking move against this thing. I think it's going to one-shot me. So I've got First Impression and I've got Quick Attack. So let's go for Quick Attack here. I may as well get some damage off against this thing. And the Toxtricity does a very unexpected play. It does Fling and Moo Moo Cheese. Fling Moo Moo Cheese, and it only does a little bit of health here. So obviously around the later parts of the battle, I started to figure out what sort of team this was. So it doesn't have any other moves to hit my Trapinch with. It had Retract, Nuzzle, and Fling. And that is the end of the battle. A very, very difficult team to run. My final verdict is Trapinch is the best baby Pokemon out of all these. Hope you enjoyed this video, people. Drop a like if you did. Peace out.